حي على الفلاح.
You've been striving, you've been struggling in getting closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until you reach to that point, which is the point of test. Now you became so close to us, so we are going to test you. There is a point, there are levels. Not everyone is on the same level when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and their relationship with Allah azza wa jal. There are levels that each time you get to those levels, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will start testing you. And the higher levels that you reach to Allah, the greater the test becomes. Because it's all about proving one thing, true love to Allah. And the way you prove it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that you give up what you love most, or Allah tests you with what you love most, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees your reaction towards it. You need to react positively from the very beginning, not at the end. Not from the very beginning when you are struck with that test, you are struck with that calamity and that trial, you react, you scream, you shout, you do this, you do that, then inshallah sabr. No. Innama sabra inda sadmatil ula. Patience and reacting towards a test and a calamity comes at the very beginning of the test, not at the end. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says in this beautiful hadith that's been narrated by Imam al-Bukhari, he says, مَنْ يُرِدِ اللَّهُ بِهِ خَيْرًا يُصِبْ مِنْهُ. The whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants goodness for, Allah will test them. But let me take you a step back. Test you with what? He's not going to test you with something simple, something that doesn't really mean much to you. Allah will test you with the most beloved thing to you, to shake you up, to see where this heart is going to. What's really in this heart? Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, your prophet and messenger, the greatest human being ever to step foot on the face of this earth. He was insulted, he was abused, he was sallallahu alayhi wasallam stoned, he was sworn at sallallahu alayhi wasallam. All this because he called them to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. Where do we compare ourselves to that? Where's our position? Because the moment that we are struck with a very simple test, we collapse. We turn our backs to Allah azza wa jal. We can't handle it anymore. That's too much on me. You think that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just going to let you go and say, I'm a believer, and Allah doesn't test you? Okay, you're a believer, show us. Prove yourself. Okay, Ya Rab, I'm willing to show you. I love you, I love you, I love you. No. Say, I love you from now till the day of judgment. What does that mean? Prove it. How? We're going to test you. We'll put you through the exam. We'll put you through the test. فَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ صَدَقُوا وَلَيَعْلَمَنَّ الْكَاذِبِينَ. Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will filter. Allah azza wa jalla will filter the truthful ones from the untruthful ones. Allah will filter them. The Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says, amazing to the believer. All his matters, all her matters are good for them. If something good comes to them, Allah blesses them with something, the first thing a believer does, he thanks Allah azza wa jalla. When a harmful matter befalls him, he has patience for the sake of Allah. He knows that's the test. That's the trial. Allah is testing you, and Allah is testing me, and therefore I'm going to stand strong to continue enduring this test. So now I need to come out from this mind frame that the test that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tests me is a test not because Allah azza wa jal wants to torture me or Allah wants to deprive me, because Allah loves you. Yes, I know and understand that it's very hard to swallow and to contemplate, but the truth is, a test from Allah upon a believer is a gift of Allah upon a believer. Why? Because it is a promotion. Allah's promoting you. Allah's elevating you. So don't cry over it, but be happy. Which one of us these days thinks of test as a promotion. Most of us think of a test, especially a test from Allah, as a curse, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wrath, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's displeasure upon us. But the true mu'min looks at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's test as a promotion, a blessing. Subhanallah, the difference between those who have true iman and those who have weak iman. Your only way to Allah and getting closer to Allah is to be tested. There's no other way. Isn't that what you want? Allah will test you. You want Allah to promote you, you'll be tested. You want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to elevate your position, Allah Azza wa Jalla is going to test you. You want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to love you more, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to test you. You want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you the Jannah, you are going to be tested. You want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to increase your hasanat, you are going to be tested. You want to feel that close relationship with Allah Azza wa Jalla, you are going to be tested and you will continue to be tested. This is Allah's way. So you need to prepare yourself and ready yourself for the test.